Live. Salam, my name is Mustafa. Welcome to the channel. This is Sabr Path. This is a video game channel. I am a game developer. I have experience working in the AAA industry, such as working administration at Treyarch. I've worked QA at like an indoor cycling video game. I've done indie development. I have one game I develop on my own, another one that I'm working on. It's been on hold for like over a year. I'd like to get back to that soon. I'll talk about more of that in my update shortly. And I also do teaching at the community college level. So I teach adults. I've taught game design and development. I've taught game testing, and I've also taught graphic communication, which is graphics design. And yeah, on this channel, I talk about gaming-related topics, usually issues that I see in the game industry and my opinion on it, my analysis on it, and try to come up with solutions if I can come up with solutions. And that's that. That's what you find on this channel. Also, on these live streams, I try to do these live streams every week. Usually Tuesday around the same time, around 10 a.m. Central. If I can't do it for whatever reason, I do it a different day, but I try to do it once every week. And I also put timestamps down below, so you can, if you're watching this as a recording, you can skip to the main topic, because I like to talk for a little bit before the main topic, just so I give time for people to join, such as AG over here. Hey, that wasn't us, the ones insulting the customers for not praising woke slop being sold as games. Okay. Was I blaming you guys on something? My bad. And Sarvanan, hey, how's it going? Welcome. Glad you guys are able to make it so quickly too. You guys popping in so fast. It's been what, 2.5 minutes since I started the stream, so that's pretty awesome. You guys getting in so quick. So I'm just gonna talk for a little bit before the main topic. The main topic is gonna be about gaming influencers giving opinions on politics. That's gonna be the main topic. It's not going to be like, the purpose of it isn't for me to give my political takes, but more the fact that these people have influence on the youth, especially, and they're given crazy opinions on things that they are, or analysis. They're giving analysis on things that they shouldn't be analyzing. But that's going to be the main topic. Let me get back. Yeah, you guys are like in ninjas. I'm a simple man. I saw a notification. I'm glad that you saw the notification. Oh, what's going on? Oh, snap. Mr. 10 Years. Mr. 10 Years, thank you for the $20. Shukran jazilan. Let me give that a heart. Let me give that a like. How come it's not, the like's not working? Why is, maybe try over, okay, liked over there, and let me give that 100. Boop. Let me just think. Here comes the opening of Pandora box. The main topic, I assume. But yeah, Mr. 10 Years, Assalamu alaikum. Thanks for, I really appreciate the tip. Yeah, I mean, might as well mention right now, super chat's always welcome. But I'm going to keep up with the chat, especially this topic, opening up Pandora's box. And Liam in Wales. Liam, thanks for popping in. The crew's all showing up. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, so anyways, I'm going to talk about some quick updates before I get to the main topic. My class is ending. This week is finals, so Basically, all the students have the deadline was last night. I'm going to have to just grade their finals and then submit it by Friday. And so, my warehouse job is still part-time hours though, so that's a bummer. Um, so basically, that means more time to apply for jobs, more time to try to go to career fairs. Skip the ad. I don't need an ad. No ad. Okay. Um, yeah, so I got a couple of career fairs I found that I'm going to register for. Applying for more Upwork gigs to try to get work. Um, I do have, and I did mention last time that I have an interview. Still not scheduled yet. The recruiter hasn't gotten back to me about the schedule. So hopefully that's soon. It is for a bigger company. It is a game developer position, but it's not a game development studio. So it is a big company though. And they want they do they there is a connection with this company with games. But I don't want to, just spill the beans, especially if it doesn't work out. But hopefully that interview gets set up pretty soon because I need work, especially for April. I think I'm going to be good as far as paying the bills for April, but then to pay for May, I need more than just this. This warehouse job is not going to be enough. So, aside from that, I'm making it a goal to improve on my C# skills. I haven't coded in forever, and so I'm trying to work on a project. And once I'm done, like once I work on this like mini project, I think I'm going to go back to working on Beware Tomorrow, and like put in like an hour a day or so. So I'm going to work on a mini project, try to sharpen up on my C# skills, because coding is like use it or lose it. You, if you don't code in forever, you get super rusty, and especially if you're not even good to begin with. And speaking of coding, I did do like I was a guest speaker for CENG. Let me get down the screen real quick. They didn't put up my thing on YouTube yet, so let's go to YouTube real quick. Get that on the screen. CENG. Where is it? No, I can't find it. 1 second. Hackathon. Okay, they're computer engineers of next generation. That's what they're called. Did they put my thing up yet? Let me go to their YouTube channel. Nope, still nothing. Last thing that they posted was 2 months ago, and they're putting up lessons. So they haven't posted my guest speaking yet. Let me just put that on the screen real quick. Transition. So this thing, computer engineers of next generation. At CENG, we inspire underrepresented minorities to explore and develop an interest in computer science. Learn more at cengclass.org. So they reached out to me. I did a guest speaker bit for them. I spoke to a bunch of little kids. Making design. Oh, this is last year's guest speaker. So because this is over 120 kids with personal experience. Okay, yeah. So that must have been last year's hackathon, and they didn't post mine yet, even though it's been like 2 weeks. So I did a little guest speaking for them, and basically talked about my my coding journey and answered questions because basically the kids are interested in game development, and they want like a game designer to talk about their struggles with coding and like their coding journey. So it's like a hackathon for little kids. Anyways, let's get that off the screen and let me look at the chat real quick. See what you guys are saying. What's going on? Let me catch up. All right. Okay. G, hi. Liam, hey. Walaikum salam. Yo. Salve, Liam. Salve. I don't know what salve is. Is that's another language? I don't know. Personal YouTube channel. Interviews are scary. Yes. But I mean, it is what it is. Just gotta go in, stop moving. Just gotta go in and smile. Hey, don't be intimidating. Don't be stubborn, and try to convince them that you can do the job and that you're flexible. So that's basically that. But anyways, we're about 11 minutes in. Let me put that on the 11:00 main topic. Let's get to the main topic. Let's get going. So the main topic here, we're gonna talk about man, we're gonna talk about gaming influencers who share too many opinions on politics. Now, I'm probably going to sound hypocritical due to the fact that, like, especially on my personal Twitter account, I like share lots of political opinions, but I keep that separate from, at the very least, I keep that account. That's like my personal account, and then I have my Sabr Path account, which are those are two different accounts on Twitter, and I try to keep my gaming brand gaming related, and my personal Twitter, like, I share whatever. It's Latin. Let's talk World War III. I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there. But so I mean, without sounding hypocritical, the point that my thesis of this whole point is that so gaming influencers, a lot of them, especially those who have pushed for either just to group them up and simplify things. I know simplifying isn't always a good thing, but just to simplify this point, you have the people who are the pro woke, and then you have the anti woke, and then even though I hate that term woke, but I'm just trying to simplify things. And both of them have gotten to the point where it is beyond culture war, and to the point where it's just flat out like uninformed political commentary. So you got like a bunch of people who don't know what they're talking about, sharing opinions on topics that they are completely uninformed about. Because especially with geopolitics, and there's so much going on. I mean, we have, in the chats, Mr. 10 Years mentioned World War III. Like right now, geopolitics, there's a lot going on. And just because someone can share an opinion on social politics, culture, that's easy to have an opinion on that. They think that that's a bridge in which they can cross towards geopolitics, which is a completely different animal. It's a completely different species. Like you can have an opinion on culture and social politics, but if you don't know anything about the nuance of the history of what's going on in these different areas, these different groups, different leaders, what happened, who did what, who killed who, like all these different things, all alliances and different factions, different ethnic groups, etc. if you don't understand these things, and then you try to give a political take, you try to be a commentator on these things, you're just going to sound like a moron and also influence those who are impressionable, especially the youth. The youth, especially, like, they look towards influencers in the gaming circles because it's like a parasocial relationship. They see these people, they like what they say about the topics that they talk about, video games, social politics, etc. And then once they start talking about nonsense, they're going to buy that too. And that's the danger. The danger is when you get people who are influential talking about things that's all they really know is the propaganda. Let me check out. I see in the corner of the screen a lot of people saying stuff. Let me go over here real quick. Hold on one second. I want to pull up one other person real quick. Yeah. Okay. All right. One second. Let me put that to my notes just so I don't forget. Bookmark, and then we'll move this down. And there we go. Okay. So let me catch up with the chat real quick. What's going on with the chat? All right. Got that. All right. My theory is for some channels, it's the audience aging up as well as the creator. Let's stop there for a moment before I move on to the other chat. So I think that is a good point because what is going on? Oh, never mind. I saw the preview for the stream and it wasn't matching up to what I was doing, but it was the preview is like from a long time ago, from like 10 minutes ago. Let me pause that. I don't want to see this preview. Anyways, so with that point, it is definitely important to understand what's going on in the world. And when you start looking into things, then yeah, you're gonna gain an interest in it. But I think trying to come up with an analysis. I mean, yeah, I know you're not excusing it. Your point wasn't an excuse. It's more of a like what's causing it. It's still dangerous for people to start sharing like just uninformed opinions. All it does is spread more propaganda, especially like we're living in the our current age, our current era is full of propaganda, especially since like United States, propaganda got legalized in 2012. A lot of people don't know this, but under Obama, in 2012, it was the very next year after 2011. In 2011, what happened? It was Occupy Wall Street, and everybody knew. Everybody was pointing fingers. They knew who the people who were messing up the world. But then, that got too scary for the big dogs, so propaganda got legalized. And after that, 2013, 2014, that's when like all this everything started getting politicized and people started getting pulled apart from each other. Let me get back to the chat. Let's see what people are saying. There's nothing for YouTube channel to evolve. I mean, Smash JT got more audience because of politics. It's a win-win. I will talk about him in a second. He's definitely on my notes. Hey, Peaceful Dance. Welcome. Glad you made it. I just gonna say that as a right winger, I'm all for Iranians. Weird, cause I find myself trashing imperialism like Che. Guevara. I'm glad that you're not buying the what's it called, the propaganda. 'Cause I mean, I'm gonna touch into that a little bit. In fact, let's talk about that right now. Let's go ahead and talk about that right now. So one thing, like, is just to show. Let me get this on screen. Go to. I think I got this bookmarked, or at least I reposted it. Let's go to my Twitter posts. I don't think I have a Pokemon. Let's go profile. Okay, so let me share this on screen real quick. Or can I make this bigger? Yeah, let's make it bigger. And then I'll share this on screen. So, this video right here, put this on screen. Like, these are the people of Iran supporting the newly appointed Ayatollah. Granted, this is not everybody. I'm not saying 100% of the population support, but there is definitely a population who are patriotic and are in support of their leadership. Like, just look at, for the Americans, just look at America. You have so many people who are for Trump and so many people who are against Trump. And you even have, within those, you have the extremes. You have people who think Trump is the greatest and they will follow him no matter what, even if he's clearly wrong, and they'll make mental gymnastics to make excuses for him. But then you have the opposite extreme where it's fascism, this and that. So and then I have, let me, oh, this is a school right there. Maybe I'm not allowed to show that on YouTube. In fact, let me get back the thing I was trying to share. Oh, I think maybe it's in my likes. It's probably in my likes. Give me 1 second. So it's a video of people in Iran just shopping, just to show what it's like in Tehran. And so let me scroll through this real quick and find it. The point being with this video is that it shows that Iran is not like what the propaganda wants you to believe. Like, they try to make you think that they're in the middle of the desert. First of all, they're not. Iran's not even a desert. It's mountains. So it's a completely different type of environment. And also, they make it out that Iran is oppressing women. Everyone's wearing a burqa. Man, I'm doing a lot of scrolling, so maybe it's been a while since I liked it. I should have saved it, but I didn't. I wasn't really expecting to bring it up, but the point with the video is that it shows that what if we only go off of what the government is telling us of what is going on in the government's enemy's home, then of course you're going to and that's the only thing that you hear. Then yeah, that's you're going to buy the propaganda. Geez, I've been scrolling for a while, I still haven't found it. I like too much stuff. Stop hitting the like button. Should be able to find some there. But I mean, the point being, even if I don't find it, I'll give it a couple more seconds. If I don't find it, the point being, it just looks like it looks like a first world country. Like, there's people wearing hijabs, people not wearing hijab, people who are overweight, which I was surprised. I was like, oh, this kind of looks American. Whoa, I'm way too far now. Okay, let me go to Syrian Girl. I know she's the one who posted something about that. So let me go to Syrian Girl real quick. She keeps reposting it on her feed. Um, how do I describe Syrian Girl? She's a journalist, I guess, or she's one of those people who just posts about breaking news all the time. Um, of course, when I'm trying to find it, it's like not very accessible. But we'll give it a few more scrolls. If I don't find it, we're just going to hang it up and move on. Oh, is this it? Is this it? Is that it? No. Well, this is no, that's not it. Just a lot of explosions and such. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So let me put this on screen. So this is Syrian Girl, and she's just shopping. Um, So I mean, like, of course, you see people wearing hijabs, some people not wearing hijabs. Like, I mean, it's just it doesn't look like. I mean, she's not wearing hijab either. Like you expect that. The point being is that if you just go off of what America is saying about Iran, you'd think that like just everyone's wearing a burqa. They're in the desert. They're all being oppressed. And I mean, this I don't think this is the video I was looking for. There was another one that like looks even more Americanized. But let me get this. Let me see what the chat's saying real quick. Um. All right. Let's go back up. Iran is getting liberal each year. Yes, yeah, they are. But the attack made them more aggressive. Also, believe Iran is capable of reforming itself, but they sure got a hell of a more conservative now. So, like one point I made on another podcast with Digny, the dignified cartoon. Was it his podcast or was it the was it Ryan's podcast on Rumble? I think it was Ryan's podcast on Rumble. Anyways, so um, the point I made is that let me get myself back on screen. The point I made is that you have all these people who are saying, "Oh, if you love Islam so much, go back to your own country. Don't practice it here. Go back to your own country." And that's the thing. Like in America, in Europe, you have all these people saying this type of stuff. But then those same people, they're like, a country practicing Islam, we have to liberate them. Okay, so like if we can't practice Islam in the West, and we can't practice Islam, and then the government can't, practice Islam in the East, I guess Islam can't exist. That's what you're saying? Like this, it's it's always the same people. It's always the same people. Let me make sure I'm caught up with the chat real quick. Because I think I skipped some. Just go say okay. So that. As for Asmin, sometimes he gives a good take, and sometimes he gives really bad take. Jimmy, Jimmy, welcome. Sorry I missed you. I didn't say hi to you, Jimmy. That's why Ghostbusters 2016 existed, right? Let's skip the ad. Skip the ad. But I mean, gaming is affected by Yes, yeah. So it is affected by politics, which I was mentioning earlier, especially like social politics. But like, the main point with this is that people are bridging from social politics to geopolitics, and they have absolutely no clue what's going on. They think that just because they can make an opinion on social politics, they can make an opinion on geopolitics. I mean, like one big example. Let me open this up. Open full screen. No, view original. That's what it is. More options, view original. Okay, so let me put this on here. So people think that just because it is a Middle Eastern country or in a Muslim country, that they all get along, they're all the same, that the culture is the same in each one, and that the leadership are also Muslim. Let me put this on screen real quick. I mean, first of all, before I go into that, Iran is not even even though they've been calling it the Middle East, it's Persian. It's a completely different culture. They speak a different language. They speak Farsi. The culture is different. The environment's different. It's not deserts. It's mountains. It's Persia. It's part of Persia, not Middle East. So that's one thing. Even though lately they've been all calling it Middle East. But the other thing, let's get this on screen. So transition. We got MBS over here, Mohammed bin Salman. And he's the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, with his good friend right here, very good friend, who is paid by another tiny place that's the size of New Jersey. And this is a clear indication that not all of the leadership are on the same page. In fact, he is on good terms with the United States. He's on good terms with Trump. He is known for being oppressive, especially towards his people. The people of Saudi are not rich. The people of Saudi don't have a lot of money. But the royal family has a lot of money. Their monarchy keeps all the wealth to themselves. The country is top heavy with the finances. And this is right here, just these two together show you that we have Iran and Shahid Khamenei being very against the Z word. What's the code word we're gonna use for these guys? We're gonna call them the white and blue. So the white and blue over here. Khamenei is totally against the white and blue, but this guy, big supporter of white and blue. If they pay enough. I mean, as of recently, he's kind of regretting it, but he's ready to play ball with the white and blue. And then you have this guy over here. He's I can't remember his name, but he's a big shot in UAE. This guy is CEO of a bunch of huge corporations. This guy is a billionaire. Huge. And he sends his friend over here some videos. He's in the files. This guy's in the files, emailing him saying, "Hey, how did you like that video I sent you?" Don't want to talk about what's the content, but he's sending videos asking, "Hey, did you like that? You like that video? Hope you liked it." So they're not all on the same page. The leadership are different. That's the main point I'm trying to make with this before I move on. I mean, a lot of these gaming influencers, because they don't know who's who, they don't know anything, they don't know what's going on over there, they just think all of them are the same, and that they're all, they're all Muslim, they all think that they're infidels. In fact, let me get this video up real quick. So let's get this video. In fact, let me catch up with the chat in a second, and as I get this video up, so let's get this video, and then I'll catch up with chat. Where is it? Did I not save it on here? I guess I didn't save it on here. Let me find it real quick then. So let me open this up. Guess I didn't save it in my notes. My bad. It's on Sidescrollers podcast. Go to Sidescrollers. So, I mean, first of all, let me catch up with chat. Let me do that real quick. Catch up with chat. Chat, how you guys doing? How you guys doing? Iran is getting a little, yeah, I saw that. Also, I believe Iran is, okay, saw that. Zio. I think that's 2 on the nose. I'm just going, the Chosens. Okay, that's a good one. I like that. That's why, right winger, I reject false dichotomy of pro-Islam and pro-Zionist. So let's get this on screen. Where are you at? The Chosens. I like that one. Transition. Okay, so one thing I want to make. I mean, I used to keep up with Sidescrollers a lot. I've even met Studying Craig in person, like over 10 years ago, but they're definitely been inching more and more into the political, to the point where their avatar didn't always have an American flag on it. Of course, he like big fan of what's his name, Trump over here. Just, hey, screw you, Tencent. Orange Man saved just US video games. Anyway, so the one I was trying to go to. So I saw this video at Angry Joe, and I was like, oh, Angry Joe, what goofy thing is he doing recently? Brother has to go a million miles of wire walking. Oh, who's talking? Oh, okay. Yeah, so I clicked on this. Let's listen like the first like 3 minutes of this. So hold on, I gotta get the audio on. Let me know if you need me to make this any louder.
The world was nuts, but it's a little more crazy now, as apparently we're in a war. The United States is in a war. At least that's what people are saying. Phoenix, are we in a war right now?
Well, God, I really wish I was up to date on all the news right now.
So let's keep in mind, this was posted 7 days ago, and we're like, what, day 11 at this point? I think day 11.
One could argue that we are, and my very, very limited amount of knowledge on what's been going on.
I don't know. Yeah, and I'm the same way. Like, if you're coming to us for
So 2 guys already, this is a topic he brought up himself. 2 of the 4 admit they know nothing.
For hot geopolitical news, we're probably not the right source for that.
Correct.
Right? I do not know the inner workings of the Iranian-Israeli United States relationship, outside of knowing that Iran does not like America and that we are all infidels. And most of that came from watching Back to the Future 2, when Marty McFly entered the 80s cafe and the Ayatollah was talking about death to America, right?
Like, you got to be kidding me. Like, his entire, he brought up this topic himself. They're going to spend time talking about this topic, even though he admit he knows nothing, and he admit that all he knows is from Back to the Future. to a movie in which the Ayatollah called them infidels. Like, first of all, like, Muslims don't call people infidels. That's a Christian thing from the Crusades. That's not a Muslim thing. Like, Muslims do not call anybody infidels. I once had a coworker back when I worked at FedEx like a million years ago. Like, he confronted me, asking me why I think he's an infidel. I'm like, you're a moron. I never called you an infidel. Like, do you even know what infidel means? You have to have believed in something to commit infidelity to it. We don't call people infidels. That's a complete propaganda thing to believe that Muslims call people infidels. So there's two names. There's kafir and munafiq. Kafir means someone who rejects God. So, like, an atheist or a polytheist, someone who believes in partners to God, or someone who, like, rejects God. So that's a kafir. And then we have munafiq, and that is a hypocrite, one who, like, claims to be Muslim, but only does so for, like, political reasons, or, you know, like, whatever. Like, doesn't actually believe in. So we have munafiq and kafir. We don't call people infidels. Like, this is completely. And the second thing is, like, these movies are made by, like, they're funded by the chosen people. That's why there's so much propaganda to dehumanize Muslims, because it's all planned. But anyways, like, the point is, like, he brought this up himself. Let me get to the chat real quick before I keep moving on, before I go back to this video. Where'd the big chat? I want the big chat to come back to screen. There we go. The big chat. All right. These Iran. These Americans, man. The funny thing, infidel is literal English. Yes, yeah, it is an English word. exactly. Jimmy. It's apostate, right? The closest we have is kafir. Yeah, yes, exactly. Jimmy's got it, which simply is that. Well, it's more than just disbeliever. It's like because we don't consider Christians or Orthodox Jews as as opposed to Talmud Jews, but we don't consider the Abrahamic faiths as kafir. Kafir is specifically those who denounce God. But rightoids even get triggered by the word kafir. I mean, look at what's his name, Pete Hegseth. He has a tattoo on his on his tricep that says kafir, because he's embraced that. Yeah, but yes, exactly. Next one there, Hegseth literally has tattoo kafir. Yeah, and they're also like they're writing that on their battle tanks too. But yeah, let's get back to. Let me go share this. So I'm going to continue. I only got like 3 minutes into this video and I gave up on it. I was like, these clowns. Anyways, let's go transition back.
That's pretty much my my geopolitical.
There it is. That's
pretty much where it stops and starts right there. But I know there was a big bombing that happened this past week, and everything's going on. And
we got a lot of the top officials, I believe. Again, don't quote me right now. I need to catch up. Middle of the week, I'll have information.
Thank you. We'll wait till Wednesday to talk truly about what happened on Saturday, which will be good. But Mal, you said that the United States has killed the top two like leaders in Iran. Is that right?
So actually, war geopolitics is also not my specialty exactly, but
so she just said war and geopolitics. She don't know either.
I have been kind of paying attention to.
So this is their expert. Like these three people. For those who are unfamiliar with Sidescrollers. So he's the host, and she's like the producer. I'm not even too sure what his role is. But these are his staff. So he's the boss. These are his staff, and this is the guest. And he decides, hey, I'll have my guest walk us through what's going on. When she admits she doesn't know what's going on.
On this stuff. So we
I like that
did kill-
that our politics just went from Back to the Future to a cartoon.
Yeah. It's important, yeah.
But yeah, we did kill the Ayatollah, and then another one was installed, and apparently he died like 10 minutes later. Like not even joking. Like within a few hours of them picking a new leader, he was dead.
That's completely wrong. So first of all, what she's referring to is the interim Ayatollah, who is basically a temporary fill-in. And what she's going off of are like Twitter comments that said he immediately died, which is completely wrong. People just went off of Twitter comments and said, "Oh, okay, let's go off of that." There was absolutely no report that he's still alive. The man is still, as of right now, he's still alive, and she's reporting it as if he died immediately right after he was chosen to be the replacement, which that's not even he wasn't even the replacement. He was a substitute. He was like a temporary substitute.
It's a pretty small window of leadership right there.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so we have hit a good chunk of them, as far as I'm aware. The biggest concern at the moment is that Iran was going kind of willy-nilly, and they started attacking everybody in the area, going after United States bases within that, like including like Dubai, Saudi Arabia, and a few other places too. And so they kind of pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah.
And yeah, she did mention that they were hitting bases, but the way how she described it is as if they were just shooting all their neighbors. In fact,
They've attacked directly or indirectly 15 countries or their military. Obviously, the U.S. and Israel, but the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, Jordan, Iraq, Bahrain, Oman, Syria, Cyprus, France, their base, Italy and their base, and the United Kingdom with their base as well. So they're definitely not making any friends.
yeah, like again, she makes it sound as if that Iran is hitting the neighboring countries by saying that, especially that last line, they're not making any friends. Like the whole point is of what actually happened is that they're hitting the bases of who is attacking them, United States. Like this is what I stopped watching. I was like, this is clown show right here. The fact that they have, just nobody in the panel knows what they're talking about. And they're giving geopolitical takes. And then I'm assuming eventually in the video, they're going to start making fun of Angry Joe because they disagree with his political take. But it's like, you have a bad political take yourself. All four of you don't know what you're talking about, and like just going off of literal propaganda. Let's get back to the chat. What else do we have? Okay, yeah, you're there. Man, I haven't looked at Craig's stupid face in years. Dude looks like he has had Botox. Hey, welcome, Cosgrove. Glad you made it. Real quick, for everybody, since we're about 50 minutes in, please hit the like button if you haven't already. That way, it helps boost the algorithm for this. Hey, Richard. Glad you're in here. Yeah, but yeah, everyone, if you can hit the like button, always very helpful. And of course, if you want to leave a super chat, that's always appreciated. But the point of bringing them up is that these people have influence, and when you when the only thing you know is literal propaganda, you're just becoming a propaganda mouthpiece. You're being a useful idiot by sharing propaganda. It is okay to say, hey, I don't know anything about this, so I don't have an opinion on it. That is perfectly all right. It's just like what happened with what's his name? Emiru. Like not too long ago. Like that was like the big thing before this war started, but people were asking her what's her opinion on ICE, and she's like, hey, I don't know, and if you're coming to a Twitch streamer for political commentary, maybe you need to go log off. And she's completely right. Like you don't need to go to your favorite gaming influencer to talk about geopolitics, which is a very complex topic with many layers to it, especially per area. Like you know, if you know geopolitics in Europe, you might not know geopolitics in you know the Middle East, etc., like or Africa, anywhere. Like knowing geopolitics in one area doesn't mean you know geopolitics everywhere. How dare I say I don't know when I don't? Sorry, just a joke about me saying that that a lot last night. I mean, we got what's his name? So Smash JT. Let's get him on screen real quick. Open up his thing. Okay, so let's put this on screen real quick. So Smash JT, primarily a gaming channel. Transition. And this dude is talking about UK politics. He has multiple. So yeah, I mean, he has Trump right there. He has like how many? 1, 2, 3, 3 within the first 3 rows with UK politics. And I scrolling down, I see much more. Like, where do I begin? You know, it's not helping. It's not helping his look when people claim that he just goes off of rage bait, etc. When the majority of his content has now become literal, like, political takes, and this Smash AT is not exactly a political expert. Especially, like, I don't know what he knows about the UK or Europe in general. Yeah, he's Italian, but does that make you, just being your family being from Italy, make you an expert on Europe? That's I don't think so. But I mean, especially like he definitely has a thing for the Amelia meme right now, which Amelia like is definitely like an anti-Islam. She's supposed to be. They claim it's a pro UK meme, but it's actually like anti-immigration, anti-Islam, especially specifically more Islam than everything else. But you know, if they don't like people migrating towards their countries, they get their governments to stop, you know, messing up the other countries. That's why people leave. People leave those countries because they're being messed up and destabilized by the ones in charge. Let me look at the chat real quick. 1 second. Transition. Get the big chat on screen. Actually, let me just put this big chat over on here so I can always have it. Let me put that right there. What are we saying over here? About that. Hate this JT guy. This is the modern right. Yeah, like so here's another thing with J. Let me get him back on screen. Transition. So one of these videos right there, globalist agenda. Globalist agenda. So he's aware that there is stuff going on up at top in which they're trying to control, the mass population. He's aware of it, but for some reason, he not only is he aware of it, but he also thinks that Republicans aren't part of it. Make that make sense. Why is Trump not part of this globalist agenda? This like right there. Can I zoom in on that? Can I zoom in? No. Okay, never mind. Studio, just turn that off. Let me see if I could do this. There we go. Globalist agenda, right there. Globalist agenda. Let's undo that. Undo. Okay. Go back to studio mode. Anyways, like, make that make sense that you understand that there's stuff going on, but then, Trump's one of us. You're getting played. Dude. What is wrong with you? What is going on? What we got going on here? Never touch UK law or politics in spite of having backgrounds in US and Japan's for the same reason you just got into. Yeah, because it's totally different. Like just because you understand one, I totally agree with you. If Mercante didn't try to sue that guy, he would be known as the clown that got hoodwinked by Tommy Tallarico. He was definitely growing before then. But I do agree that the lawsuit definitely helped him. Anyway, he's an outrage creator. IMO probably works for him, but haven't watched enough of this content to judge. Really, both Italian. Anyways, what was the next thing? Let me get this off screen real quick. Transition. That's the wrong thing. Camera only. Transition. There we go. All right. I mean, I know I've been talking about mainly. Let me get this guy on screen real quick. This guy, Hero Hey. So this guy doesn't. From what I understand, Hero Hey, he doesn't go a lot into politics, but I stopped. I liked his videos because they're short and to the point, and he just kind of covers, just kind of covers stuff really quick. But all his thumbnails are just girls. But anyways, so I used to listen to his videos, but what really got me annoyed by him is that he would compare things to Middle East all the time, as if he knows what's going on. Like, for example, he'd bring up liberal women who complain about misogyny and such, and then he goes on like, why aren't you talking about the Middle East then? Or throwing people off roofs in the Middle East, just stuff like that. Like, just throws these quick comments that show how ignorant he is, and it's like, come on, man, you just ruin. I'm listening to your video. You had me up until the point where you decided to like share your ignorant opinion on the Middle East. Like, this is the whole, like, when you mention people getting thrown off roofs in the Middle East, then that tells me, that's a sure indication that all you know about the Middle East is propaganda. you don't know anything about the Middle East. If that's all you, if you say, oh, they're throwing people off roofs, okay, all right, you're just copying what Charlie Kirk told you. That's it. And then let me catch up. I see some of the chat transition back here. Kind of annoying. Politics has been too seeped into video games, and now people who don't want to talk about it keep dragging into saying things they don't know. Yeah, if they want to talk about culture war, if they want to talk about social politics, I think that's perfectly valid to talk about that stuff because of the fact that it's being placed in video games. And I do see people defending like Stuttering Craig in the comments saying, oh, he didn't make like I saw one comment saying a gaming channel talk about politics, and then a response defending him would say they didn't make it political, the left made gaming political. All right. So just because they made it political means you have to talk about geopolitics and make a fool of yourself. That doesn't make any sense. It's okay to say, I don't know anything about this, especially if it has nothing to do with video games. Iran has nothing to do with video games. If you want to talk about Saudi buying EA, talk about it. That's relevant. That's video games. But talking about Iran and then talking about Angry Joe getting like if your bridge to talk about that topic is Angry Joe got angry about Donald Trump, then maybe you shouldn't talk about it. Maybe just I guess focus on Angry Joe, but at that point, what is your opinion? You are ill-informed of the topic, but then you want to make fun of Angry Joe's opinion on the topic, yet you are ill-informed. Maybe you should just sit this one out and say, all right, he got angry. Not everything needs to be Trump derangement syndrome. Like this is literally the the United States entering this war is extremely unpopular. And yes, popularity does not correlate with if something is right or wrong. But in this case, like 80% of the country do not approve of Trump entering or starting this war. This is extremely unpopular because it is wrong. It is clearly wrong. Like Trump started this within the first hour of the strikes. He annihilated an elementary school for girls. 168 people, most of them little girls. Like if you don't understand that and then you say, oh, Angry Joe, Trump derangement syndrome, then sit this one out. You don't need to share your opinion on geopolitics if you have no clue. Let's get back to all right. He got his $7,000. Hey, someone cut his hair. I bet ladies are throwing themselves at. Yeah, I got a haircut. No, it was getting wild, and I needed it, and Allah pointed me towards a barber school. Like I went to go to this store near the school I work at to pick up diapers for my kid, and then I saw there was a barber school next to it, and the barber school said all haircuts $5, and I was like, I can afford $5, and I got a haircut. that's my deep story. I've $20. That's kind of hard to pay up every month or so. But then I was like, well, I need a haircut. $5. I can do that. And the person ends up getting some experience because it's a barber school. Anyways, let's get back to this. Hero Hey is in the same vein, but not as bad as from what I've watched. It trends to be metrics based IMO, whatever is trending. Yeah, yeah, and that's I don't have a problem with that because a lot of times, for social media in general, like, you have to either talk about two things, either things that are trending or things that are things that are searchable. It's one or the other. Searchable things are usually more evergreen content like tutorials, how to do things, educational content, informative content, etc. And then trending, it's self-explanatory. Trending, you have to do one or the other. Otherwise, excuse me. Otherwise, the algorithm won't pick you up. Let's get back here. That's untouchable by me too, but for a very different reason. It's over 1,500 years of history. I know very little but nothing. Assume about almost audiences are passive viewers. Don't know that, but I doubt they audit what's said. They don't. Hey, there's a new person in here. Deviance Purple Haze. Welcome, Deviance Purple Haze. Glad that you made it and that you're leaving a comment or participating in the chat. I appreciate it. They don't make video game teach politics like the old RPG games anymore. My opinions don't change the world. Way I look at it, be different. If I was training someone, they need to, in the case, be able to work afterwards. Rest is kind of a noise, unhelpful at least. Do have friends stuck in Dubai because of the war. Not giving my opinion on the war beyond saying I'm against wars. We should talk it out if we can. I mean, like, especially the way how wars are conducted today. Mediation is essential because otherwise you end up with so much damage. They're destroying infrastructure, even if people evacuate and they don't get annihilated, the infrastructure gets destroyed. They have to rebuild their society. They have to spend so much money on bringing in outside help to help rebuild. So not only you have the capability of wiping out many lives, but you also have the capability of just setting back society, and not to mention the people who get injured and survive, lose limbs. They get limbs blown off. Most of those people, they had nothing to do with anything. Like the schoolgirls, and I showed earlier the boys' school that was getting lit up. Like what did they do? The claim is, oh, we're liberating them. You're liberating them by dropping it on top of children and hospitals. Okay, all right, and that's another thing to keep in mind. So we have you have Asmongold. Where is he? I'm pretty sure I saved this one. I'm pretty sure. Let me go to my. Do I have it? There we go. All right. So let's listen to this real quick. This hot take. This hot take. Let's switch transition to this.
The fact is, what I'm saying is accurate. Still doesn't excuse the double tap. Only reason for that is to kill medical. Well, of course you should kill their medical. Like, if they're helping, of course you should kill their medics. Like, if you have these people that are helping these soldiers that are terrorizing you and fighting against you, you should, of course, shoot them. Duh. Like, what are you talking about? That's a war... What? Yes, absolutely. That's a war crime? What do you mean? The medics? Yes, absolutely. It's a brutal take. It's not a brutal take. The fact is, what I'm saying is accurate. Still doesn't excuse...
He's living life in a video game. He is thinking video game logic. Oh, target the medic. That's literally illegal. It's like it's a war crime. It's inhumane. You're like, what is this nonsense? And then he has another one. There's another clip where he looks like it got deleted. It's down here, but there's another clip where he was talking about the girls, saying like he basically victim blamed them. And he's arguing with his chat. He's arguing with his chat about what's going on. Like, his chat's telling him that's a war crime, and he's like, "Yeah, so you gotta do it. You gotta do it." This bad take after bad take. Like, I don't know, like, if he's getting is 7,000. I don't know if he is just that out of touch with humanity. Like, which one is it? I don't know. Is it because he's just fed, propaganda? Is JD Vance calling him up and telling him to talk about these things? I don't know. Uh-oh, there's my... Come on. Get this back on. I don't know why my my video likes to cut out. Back on. Going back on. Hello. Okay. Yeah. There we go. All right. Back there. All right. Yeah. And do I have any more before I so I mean, I know a lot of what I've been talking about has been like more on the right wing, and like, of course the left wing is full of nonsense as well. I mean, like, I'm just preaching to the choir at this point as far as like an understanding of the left wing being nuts, with like Hasan Piker just being ridiculous. Like, for example, let me just really quick put this on screen. So, he's dressed up as Chairman Mao over here, like literally wearing the exact same outfit. And then he likes to make himself out to be Muslim and Arab. I mean, Turkish people are European. They're their own. Turkey is its own culture. They're not Arab. And also, Turkey is secular. It's like the United States. The United States is not a Christian country. It's a secular country. Turkey is a secular country. And like he likes to call himself Muslim when it's convenient to give himself victim points. And when he does that, he just makes Muslims look bad. Let's go back. And then you have like, people like Destiny, of course. Like, he's full of nonsense. I mean, Destiny, let me put this clip up real quick. This clown, like back in the day.
Okay, you saying that it has nothing
Let me
to do with them being Mexicans, then why is it so important?
So this is him against JonTron. JonTron was basically like in support of like the Trump. JonTron was in support of Trump, and Destiny is was debating him, and JonTron just made like he didn't know how to explain anything.
Important that whites remain the majority in the United States. What is it about being white that's so important?
Look, I'm actually not making the argument that whites should remain the majority in the United States. I'm simply arguing that it's clear that whites are not allowed to speak up against their demographic oblivion. I mean,
It's not oblivion. There is no oblivion. Nobody is walking around killing all the
okay,
white people.
says you.
I'm
Says
sorry,
you.
wait, did I miss the stories where all of these white people are being killed in hordes by Mexicans and black people?
They're not being killed, man, but they're being displaced. I mean, if you
What do you mean by displaced?
You are the same guy who says that Europeans displaced the Native Americans. That's your argument. That's your go-to argument. Oh, you're not a Native American, then you can never be a true American. But apparently, when other people do it to white Americans, it's okay because fuck white people.
Wait,
it's obvious what you're saying.
So like, JonTron has no clue what he's talking about. He can't articulate his point. He knows he knows what side he agrees with, JonTron, but he doesn't understand any of it, and therefore he can't articulate his point because he doesn't understand it. So, Destiny debating him, everyone said, Destiny won this debate. But then he's going against like Norman Finkelstein and completely makes a fool of himself because Destiny is just some guy who talks fast. He's probably getting paid by, Hillary Clinton or something. Like, he's definitely getting paid by somebody. Just talks really fast. And that's it. Like, he was completely out of his league when he starts debating Norman Finkelstein, who is an expert at his field. And they had like a 5-hour debate or something like that. And Norman Finkelstein just demolished him. Because Destiny is like, who's Destiny? Why is this gaming? Like let's look at Destiny's channel really quick. Let's look at his channel. Let's go back here. We go to Destiny. Let's go to oldest. Like he's playing StarCraft. This dude who started off, yeah, sure, you start off playing StarCraft, but like he's a video game dude. And he's like just spreading the chosen people's propaganda. And he's like literally using Wikipedia in a debate with Norman Finkelstein and making a fool of himself. Like, this is the world we live in. And then they bring him on like on Piers Morgan's show. I mean, I'm not saying Piers Morgan is a credible anything, but he's a mainstream platform. And he usually brings on experts, but then Piers Morgan brings in clowns as well, and then brings in people like Destiny on there. Like, what is this? The world we come to in which gaming influencers are now political experts, like just propaganda mouthpieces. But I just want to let me get with the chat real quick, and then I'm going to wrap up the discussion by sharing some channels or some sources that I personally go to for news, especially geopolitical news. I mean, whether you want to check these people out or not, that's up to you. I'm not saying you have to. The point being is, I think it's important to stay well informed of what's going on. I think, especially if you're an adult, what happens in the world affects more than just those specific areas, especially when it comes to larger powers that have lots of money trying to fight over specific things. Like, there's many reasons why United States wants to destabilize that area. One, they want the greater Israel to take over. Another is that and also Iran's the main force that has been opposing them. And in addition to that, if they destabilize the entire region, they destabilize and also have military bases in the entire region, then that is them kind of putting China in a chokehold as well. So they're preventing China from having allies and etc. They're kind of watching over them. So there's lots of reasons. There's so many reasons to go into. I'm just throwing out a few, but let me look at the chat real quick. Try to catch up. As I'm getting to the chat, if you want to do a super chat, I'd appreciate it. If you don't, yeah, it's cool. Please leave a like. Please leave a like and help the algorithm out. As I wrap this up, and then I'll go into my recommendations. The whoa, there's a lot. There's a lot. Let me. Okay. People have to go back to life after. Yes. Oi, this is going. This could be going anywhere with him. Yeah, mediation doesn't work with the Chosens. It doesn't. Iran was literally in peace talks the day before they dropped. Yeah, so like, and the thing is, those peace talks ended up being just a ruse, because Iran is willing. Like, Iran shown that they are willing to do negotiations, but those, United States and the Chosens, they were like, they were basically rusing them with these negotiations. They were buying time to get in position, because their terms that they wanted were ridiculous. They were terms that they knew Iran would never agree to, because they were just completely ridiculous. And therefore, it shows that they were never honest about the negotiations to begin with. They decided, they deceived them into thinking they won't attack, then attack. Yeah, exactly. Jimmy's got it. We're supposed to be adults and understand we're not going to agree with everyone, even those on our side, assuming one's thinks it's side in which we don't. Yeah, I agree. Like, a big thing that leads to getting along with each other is understanding that we can have differences, and that we can work together in spite of our differences. And yeah, there's going to be some differences that are like, we definitely can't work with at all. Like, okay, you want me if you want to literally rank me as a lower class citizen as somebody else, then yeah, that's not going to work out. You're clowning me. Come on. But I mean, if the differences are reasonable, we can work things out. Turkey, I know more about, mainly why they're a U.S. strategic partner. Granted, that might be a day to take. It's important. Well, they were just saying recently how Turkey's next. Like, okay, after we take on the Shia in Iran, we're gonna take on the Sunni in Turkey. And Turkey's like, whoa, what you talking about? What'd I do? Like, they're saying these things out loud. They're overconfident, confident, not competent, overconfident, confident. Well, that scumbag Asman, he has admitted he is a propagandist. Hasan Piker, I don't think he's a gamer at all. Yeah, so I think he started off with the Young Turks. And I think he just utilized gaming to try to cultivate a young audience, who is like, oh, I want to hear more about this stuff, and they don't know any better. Let's see, he's getting away more than exactly. The cats are for a very different audience than me. Shallow take. Oh God, my daughter is trying to break into the room. She's yelling at me. So we're gonna wrap this up soon. So Again, the cats are on a very different audience than me. Shallow takes and noise largely. A high engagement, I guess. Which cats are we talking about? Oh, these cats. Okay, never mind. I think the main reason I don't watch people like this, I don't feel better listening to them. Also, don't walk away with any value, really. She's yelling my name. Ba. Been like 5 hours plus today digesting a 2-hour talk that Alex St. Jones gave. Part of that was talk about the release of Windows 95 DirectX. He's controversial, I guess. However, I learned a lot from his talk. All right, so let's wrap things up. So let me get some of these windows open. Well, let me close all to the right. There we go. Nope. Close all other tabs. There we go. All right. So now let me start opening tabs. Let's start opening. Open. All right, let's go through these one at a time. So first, I'm just sharing some of my sources. If you want to check these out, you can. If you don't want to, I'm not saying these people are right or wrong or anything like that, but I think these are good sources that I like. So first one I'm going to cover is Redacted over here. They got almost 3 million subscribers. So it's a married couple, Natalie and Clayton Morris. They are married, and she's like former a bunch of stuff, NBC, CNN, a bunch of stuff, and he's like former Fox News. And they both started their own thing together. In fact, Clayton has his own gaming channel as well. So he has a separate channel in which he talks about video games. So that's kind of funny that I guess he's the opposite. He's a news person who started to talk about video games. But they first got into my radar during the outbreak of 2019, 2020. They were talking about a lot of that stuff, and that's when they first got onto my radar. I think they are a good source. They have a lot of good experts come onto the show and talk about things, and that's an important thing with news people, news sources. It's important to have the right experts show up. And that's why I like them, because they will have experts and they'll talk to them, and they'll talk about things like aliens. But Clayton Morris isn't bad. Watched him for a while. Retro gamer mostly. So I think that is a really important thing to understand, why these sources are better than Sidescrollers. Like Sidescrollers, all three of them don't know anything about what's going on, and then their guest, who doesn't know anything of what's going on, is also explaining the situation. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Bring in an expert. If you want to talk about it, bring in an expert. And that's what people like Redacted do. The next, Breaking Points. I really like Breaking Points because they are basically these two are conservative and these two are liberal. So basically they try to balance each other out due to the fact that they always have it's either him and her or her and him. So it's they either have they always have like one liberal, one conservative. I think she's the only religious one. He's atheist, even though he's on the conservative side. But the point being is that they try to have a balanced take due to the fact that they have opposing sides, and also they have just like Redacted, they bring in the experts, they talk to the experts, they ask them questions. Like this one, you can see they have an expert that they brought in. A lot of these videos, they bring in experts, and they ask them questions. And due to the fact that they have two people who have different sides, they ask the different questions, different type of questions. So that's why I like them. They have almost 2 million subs. They're another pretty good source. Also, she's what's his name? Kyle Kalinski's wife. So that just to show, I mean, he's a far liberal person, so that she's aligned with him. She's very far liberal, but the point is they balance each other out, and that's why I like them. Next, I have 5149 with James Lee. He used to work for Breaking Points, but then they fired him. I think after some interview with a guest went very poorly. He let him off too easy or something like that, and Crystal ended up firing him. But I think he's a pretty good journalist, and he also talks about the chosen people, etc. So he's one that I like. Next, Jackson Hinkle. So he's an interesting one. He's pretty young. He's like 26, 27 years old. He's incredibly smart, though. He definitely knows, despite him being very young, he knows a lot about geopolitics. He knows a lot about modern history and what goes on in different regions. And similar to the other ones, he also brings on guests and talks to certain people. The one thing about him, though, which might turn a lot of you off, is that he is part of the American Communist Party. So I don't really know too much about the American Communist Party. But at the very least, I find it interesting when he does talk about communism. At least he brings up points about China and North Korea in which I never knew about, because a lot of the stuff that I hear about China and North Korea come from American propaganda. So I don't really know too much about that. But when he brings certain stuff up, like I didn't know until I started watching his videos, I didn't know that North Korea is like the most prosperous country in the world. Like when you hear about North Korea, you think that everyone is being enslaved and they're all oppressed. But I didn't really know that they're the most prosperous country. Now, I'm not saying that I'm like bought into communism. I'm not. But the point being is because he brings a different angle that allows me to learn more. And that's important. I think it's important to have an understanding of different views because finding the truth is about getting the different viewpoints and then piecing together which of these overlap. What are what's the information that overlaps, and what makes the most sense? Because I don't think just one source is going to give you the truth. The truth is coming from multiple angles. And then so the next one is this one's going to be very controversial, but Myron Gaines X. So the thing with Myron Gaines is his so yes, he is the Fresh and Fit guy. I'd never liked Fresh and Fit. I think their relationship advice is terrible, especially the one where he says guys need to sleep around with 50 women, and he still goes by that too. He still says that, and I think that's terrible advice. So I don't like that. But he started showing up in my feed because he was talking about the chosen people, and he was giving geopolitical analysis. I watched some of his videos, and I was surprised. He's actually really smart when it comes to geopolitics. He knows a lot of what's going on with modern history, similar to Jackson Hinkle. He knows a lot of what's going on. He knows a lot about modern military, modern warfare. What he doesn't know, he ends up asking other people. He reaches out to experts to learn more. So he's constantly learning. He's also very intelligent when it comes to that stuff. And also sometimes you'll have his brother, like this video right here. His brother's like in his 20s, but when him and his brother are on together, they're always talking about geopolitics. And so I think his geopolitical takes are pretty good, but the thing is, his channel isn't just geopolitics. It's a mix of different stuff. So he has like relationship stuff in here as well. So take it for what it is. But I think he's actually a very good source when it comes to geopolitics. And then a couple more. These are like honorable mentions. So George Galloway, more long form interviews. These are mainly just long form interviews, and like where he's like talking to different guests, and I think he's George Galloway's well informed, and also he talks to lots of well informed people. And then you have like Judge Andrew Napolitano. So this guy is former Fox News, and he's also a judge. So he knows what's going on, and I think he started his own channel like during the the lockdowns and stuff, during all the misinformation stuff, and that's when he first got on my radar. Because he started talking about, once he left Fox News, he started talking about like all the censored information and all that stuff. So a lot of his videos are live streams where he talks to different people. So these are just some. I don't usually watch him and George Galloway too often, but occasionally I think they have some interesting videos. Do I have anything? Oh yeah, and really quick. So these, I don't follow them on. I don't really keep up too much with their Twitter, but it's better to keep up with their what's it called? Telegram. So Lord Bebo, really great on Telegram. He posts a lot of stuff on Twitter, but he posts even more stuff on Telegram that's not allowed on Twitter. Lots of breaking news, especially with the Middle East. Same with Middle East Spectator. Similar situation. Go to the Telegram, and you'll get late breaking news with the Middle East. And I think that they do a good job of trying to just keep they're just really quick reports and like short video clips as well. Let me catch up with the chat before I wrap things up. Let me move the chat over here so I'm facing you guys as I catch up with the chat as things are wrapping up. Please hit the like if you haven't already. All right. The blonde lady with the hill prior, not sure. I don't engage with her. Yeah, I think she was with the hill. I used to keep up with the hill, but there was something that they fire. Oh yeah, I think they fired Kim Iverson because she was talking about the chosen people. So that was a huge red flag for me with the hill. Is that why she got fired? Let's chat. Why did Kim Iverson get why did Kim Iverson get fired from the hill? What is the? I think that was what she was talking. All right, Kim Iverson did not get fired from the hill. She left the show voluntarily. She claims she quit because producers excluded her from scheduled interview with Dr. Anthony Fauci. Oh, okay. All right. That don't sound right. I think she was talking about the chosen people. Anyways, let me catch up with the chat. These channels do look very well branded. China isn't really communist. Mixed economy. Also, DPRK end is just noise. I am very well read into that. However, do need disclose my family was involved with those wars. Most of this looks like it's highly metrics based. Looking at the video titles, common stuff that shows up in trend metrics. Man, Susan is on a talking spree. That's Richard. Richard, not Susan. Richard said to call him Richard. Galloway is the UK guy. Contributor, I think for Fox News, he's been at it for the contributor for Fox News. Yes, the judge Napolitano. Galloway finds a group that will elect him, then moves to them being done for 30 years. Hopefully useful to others, not really training sources, so just not me. Also, not gamers or game community based perso, so not for me for those reasons. I like history of everything podcasts, longer videos, but nothing to be fair takes. The Hill started getting too opinion based for me. Most news does, because unfortunately, when it comes to just reporting news, you're not going to cultivate a large enough audience. You need to get people emotionally riled up, and you're not going to do that unless you share an opinion. If you're being a fence sitter, you're not going to get people riled up enough. I guess it works for some people though, like Charlie, aka Penguin Zero, aka Moist Critical. Like, why does he go? Am I back? Am I back? Okay, I think I'm back. All right, what I was saying before I lost internet for a second. Charlie, aka Moist Critical, he's a fence sitter, and yet he has like 13 million subs. So sometimes it works, but for the most part, if you're not sharing an opinion, then you're not going to cultivate a large enough audience. Let me catch back up. Just want to Asianometry is also a really solid channel. Haven't heard of Asianometry. I'll check it out. Less politics, but covers events and locations around the world. No worries on my name. I am used to no one ever using the correct name. Yeah, you're okay. Yes, yeah, I'm back for a second. I'm wrapping it up though. We're wrapping it up. We've reached like an hour 40 minutes, so I think it's time to wrap it up. I appreciate all you guys in here. I mean, in conclusion, basically, the whole point of this topic is that there's a lot that goes on with geopolitics, and that's why these experts that the channels I recommended, just about all of them, they talk to other people. They bring in more experts because not only is there lots of depth and layers and nuance to these geopolitical situations, but even if you talk to multiple experts on the same topic, they'll give you different analysis. So it's important to hear these different analysis because there's just so much to it. So when you have people like, Smash JT talking about UK politics, and he doesn't even live in the UK, it's like, what are you talking about, dude? And then you have Stuttering Craig going even more. Sorry, what? There's one guy I was thinking about for a second. Pada? Is his name Pada? Or is it Prada? One second. I think it was Pada. And go. Yeah. Okay. 2 Ds. Okay. So, yeah, and Stuttering Craig going more and more political, even putting the American flag on his channel. And then so this guy, I liked his videos. He had some pretty good videos. Pada with 2 Ds. He got Asmongold watched his video, and then his video started getting lit up. And like at a certain point, so you see video game, and then he decides at a certain point after this, he's like, I'm gonna start talking about like less video game, more. Yeah, these are like culture war right here, but then he puts a lot of emphasis on Hasan Piker, and then you have this one right here. I'm not gonna say that word, and then he's like immigration. Like, why this guy is in South Africa, and he's talking about ICE and the United States immigration. Why is this dude in South Africa talking about ICE? Like, I didn't watch the video. I didn't click on it because I look at this and I'm like, why are you talking about this topic? You're in South Africa. Why are you formulating an analysis on ICE? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, at that point, you're just like trying to, like, is that the audience you're trying to get? I don't understand, but let me transition back. I see more stuff on the chat. Only recommending today is the same as Microsoft Research, Google. At least if you're looking into okay. All right, but anyways, thanks again. So next week, I think what's going to happen, let me go to my calendar real quick. So, actually, give me one second. I'll be right back. I just need to check what time my kid's appointment is. 1 second, it won't take me long. Camera, nope. There we go. 1 second. Transition. Back. All right, here I am. All right. Okay, so I just had to go to look at the other calendar. I have a calendar on the wall. Anyways, so next week I have my kid's dentist appointment is at 10 a.m., which is the time I start these streams. So I can't do the live stream exactly at 10 a.m. What will likely happen is I'll schedule it maybe 11:30. So like around right now, around this time, because my kid has a dentist appointment. Anyways, I appreciate all you guys showing up. The chat has been on fire today. I appreciate that, and glad that you guys all had your share on your opinion on this. It seems that you guys agree that these gaming influencers, like the point is that gaming influencers who don't know what they're talking about, you're just going to spread more propaganda to young people who are influential and don't know any better. Like, you just become a propaganda mouthpiece. All right, anyways, heading out, and let's see, Boone, I don't think people are factoring in the current state of gaming, which brings the Matthew Ball. Oh yeah, the Matthew Ball thing. I do plan on doing that on, I don't know, maybe next week. We'll see if we'll do that next week or the week after. But we'll talk about Matthew Ball's report. All right. Anyways, thanks everybody. Have a good one. Take care. Salam.